As a poultry farmer, I become so worried when I begin to lose my birds, more especially when they are young, when they are at a very young stage and they begin to die one after the other. So in this video, we are looking at the tips that will surely help you prevent or stop the mortality in your day-old chicks, or to prevent unnecessary death in your brooding process. So don't go anywhere, stay with me and let's discuss this. Thank you and welcome back. Let's set the ball rolling. We are looking at the tips or the health guides that could help you reduce the mortality rate in your day-old chicks. Now, number one, we are looking at the source of your day-old chicks. That is the hatchery that supplies you with birds. Where the hatchery or the company that supplies you with the day-old chicks is not committed to quality, then they are going to surely give you birds that would not survive the test of time. So make sure that you are getting your day-old chicks from a very credible and trustworthy source, and this will help you to reduce the mortality rate in your day-old chicks or in your poultry business. Number two, let's look at the health status of your birds as they arrive on the farm. Some birds travel very far to their destinations. Others are transported to nearby places to the various farms. Regardless of the distance, regardless of the means of transport, the moment your birds arrive on the farm, the first thing you do is to make sure that you thoroughly inspect the health status of your birds. Make sure that they are strong enough to live on their own when they are put in the brooder room. The moment they are not strong enough, some become so weak that they cannot even walk. So when you put them in the brooder room, they cannot feed on their own, they cannot drink water on their own. So make sure that you isolate those that are sick, those that are weak, from the stronger ones, and then you pay particular or much attention to the weaker ones before they are added back to the stronger ones. So you have to check the health status of your birds when they arrive. Number three, let's look at the feeding. So where you give them very poor in quality feed, then you know that with time your birds are not going to survive. So feed should be quality enough. It should contain all the necessary ingredients that will help your birds grow faster and stronger. So make sure that you are giving them good quality feed. Also, provide them with water, good water, potable water that will help them to stay strong. Don't think that because they are birds or they are animals, you are just going to give them any water at all. Make sure that the water is coming from a very healthy source and it is good enough for your birds to drink. Number four, let's look at the temperature in the brooder room. Where the temperature is too high or too low, then this is not going to help your birds. It is surely going to cause some death in your brooding process. So you realize that when your birds are moving away from the heat source, then it means that the temperature is just too hot for them. Where they are mopping themselves or they are gathering themselves around the source of heat, it means that the temperature is just too low for them. Where the temperature is optimal or even, you realize that the birds are evenly spread in the brooder room, and everyone becomes happy. Every bird becomes happy. So the temperature should also be looked at if you want to reduce the mortality rate in your day-old chicks. Now let's look at number five. Number five, we are looking at the what I normally call predator entry point. Predator entry point. Predator entry point in the sense that when you give access to predators to your day-old chicks or your farm, then of course they also enter and then cause havoc to your farming business. So let's look at predators such as snakes, cats, dogs, or even hawks. These animals could really disturb you if you give them access to your day-old chicks or if you give them access to your farm. So make sure that as you begin to brood your birds, you have sealed all possible entry points for any other predator that could enter your farm. Number six, let's look at what we call biosecurity. Biosecurity. So here, biosecurity, we are looking at the measures put in place to make sure that you do not introduce bacteria or germs that could cause diseases to your birds into the poultry farm. So make sure that you have specific footwear, specific attire, specific headgear, sometimes even nose mask that would be used to enter the poultry farm, more especially where you are brooding your birds, and make sure that you have specific attires that you wear to your home. That is, if you are staying away from your poultry farm. So make sure that you have put in place all the necessary biosecurity measures so that your birds do not fall sick. Then finally, but not the least, we are looking at what we call vaccination. Birds require some form of vaccination to keep them healthy and alive. So make sure that you do not skip any of these very important vaccination schedules. Make sure that you vaccinate them from week 1 all the way to when we can say that your birds are strong enough to survive the test. Even some vaccinations are done every 3 months, depending on your area and the kind of diseases that are rampant in your area. So thank you for watching this video. Please